The real big wound to the Constitution was dealt both by Democrats in Congress and President Donald Trump. It is the ramming through of the USMCA. I'm Dr. Duke, and this is Constitution Corner. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you hear those sighs? Do you hear that whimpers of pain? The United States Constitution took a major hit today. Amidst all of this falderall about impeachment, all of this, speaking of anti-constitutionalism, unfortunately, it's not impeachment, which I'm speaking about. That is going to be duly overturned as the stupidity that it is, the unconstitutional, lack of due process nonsense that it is. The real big wound to the Constitution was dealt both by Democrats in Congress and President Donald Trump. It is the ramming through of the USMCA, the United States, Mexico, Canada agreement, this new mega trade agreement between the three countries, which in fact forms a North American Union. And I just am stunned by the degree to which the White House is boasting this. I mean, I get it. Donald Trump wants to be able to report big things. Huge. He wants to be able to report success. The problem with this is that the USMCA is a major problem. It's not a trade organization, really, when you stop and think about it. It is a sovereignty issue. Who gets to make decisions for the United States people? Who gets to make decisions about our economy? And we just decided now that a non-American, non-constitutional organization is going to be dictating to us in many meaningful ways. And all for what? NAFTA? What did NAFTA bring us, right? Except a lot more illegal immigration. What benefit was NAFTA? And now we find out that we've got this new USMCA, much more comprehensive, bigger, much more. They're boasting, Donald Trump is boasting, that there are more regulations, there are more laws, there are more checks and balances here. Are you kidding me? It's an entire bureaucracy. As a matter of fact, what is it going to do for us in terms of economic success? The ITC, the International Trade Commission, has already predicted nothing but very modest economic gains to the United States from this. We're selling our constitutional souls, our sovereignty, our the control of our borders, right? We're selling this out for almost no economic benefit. And let me give an example of the 16 different committees now that have already, in the early hours of this, been put forth. That this commission they're putting together, it's not a constitutional commission. It's not a commission that's elected by the American people. This is a international, right? Globalism on a small scale, right? Think the European Union. The 16 different committees, non-elected American committees, will oversee agricultural trade. So how we do agriculture in the United States now and trade is going to be overseen by a non-American committee. The rules of origin and origin procedures, textile and apparel trade matters, customs and trade facilitation, technical barriers to trade, right? Big tech, government procurement, transportation services, financial services, telecommunications. You have a non-American committee now as part of the USMCA whose job it will be to oversee telecommunications with regard to just agriculture, with regard to just trade. No, you and I know better. This is going to be yet another globalist hookup with unaccountable big tech in California. The Environment Committee now, whose job it is, again, a non-American one, to lecture us and to have power. These committees have teeth, right, to override the American Constitution. And so this is a huge boondoggle. This is as bad a thing that's happened to the American Constitution as anything I can think of in the last 30 or 40 years. And it is the fact that it's being celebrated by the White House and some Republicans and just a huge number of radical progressive liberals tells you how dangerous this is. Not only do you have Trump and his media person calling this the greatest free trade agreement in the history of the world, right? What you're doing here is you are participating in the globalist breakdown of autonomy, of our sovereignty. You are undermining the Constitution. The Constitution is what's given us our edge. It's what's given us our liberty and our free markets. It's what's made the American consumer king. It's what we keep hearing about every election. It's about the economy, stupid. What are you doing here? Except undermining American borders, because in order to bring now under the USMCA, you're going to have all of these go zones, right? We need that labor, and all the barriers and boundaries that make legal and illegal immigration, they're on the table here now, as well as environmentalist regulations that can absolutely handcuff rather than free us. And there's not much constitutionally we can do about it. Do everything you can now, if you love the Constitution, to support Trump, perhaps in his battle against impeachment, but ask him please to consider the globalist aspirations of the people behind this. He's told us he's no globalist. He told us he wants to make America great again. You do not make America great again by turning your back on the Constitution and engaging in this kind of behavior. Look, we've said it before, we'll say it again. Don't just know your Constitution, live it. Breathe CPR into it. This has been Liberty News Hour. As always, you can go to thenewamerican.com and jbs.org for more information on these really important topics and more shows.